So the diff is out. It's I've cleaned it with my high pressure washer because we're full of oil, because the seal is broken. I have of course ordered parts to take these out, put new seals in both sides and everything, actually even the front if I want to. I'm not sure I'm gonna change the front, but I'm definitely gonna change these two. And so I washed it. I also washed my subframe, of course, so that you get this little rust areas visible. Now after I've changed the bushings a little bit later today, I will paint it everywhere where it has rust so it doesn't rust anymore. And that's pretty much it for today. What's more to show? Yeah, I already parked the other car in there now because the day is almost finished. I just finished up making an extractor tool, believe it or not. The 6 suitcases I have for extracting, and there's one more in there, extracting bearings, none of them fit exactly this stupid new BMW type bearing, rear bearing here, cause, oh, it's still hot, wait. Cause, how can I show? Because they have this ring on them, so you can only put something to leverage here and there. So I had to make a tool, then can go like that, and then I can just suck the bearing out in the tool. So I had to make this quickly. That's the second time I had to make a tool for the stupid BMW rear subframe bearings. I don't know why they're like that, but they are. So that's about it for me today. So yeah, see you guys. And I'm also changing the bearings in the diff with polyurethane bearings. Yeah, bushings are probably called bushings. I'm changing the bushings for polyurethane from Powerflex, the Black Series. It's just racing. All of this stuff is pretty much for the whole rear end of the car, at least for the things that I don't want to access later. So all the mounting bushings, and also here for the diff is also mounted here, the diff. Those are also changing. And then I'm changing the sway bar bushings front and rear also to this Powerflex Black Series. Now I just want to note that this is not my preferred brand. I actually like Polyflex a lot better because there's some good manuals for how you put it in, and the shipping is really fast. These all guys always take 1 or 2 weeks to ship. I don't know why. And I just like the other brand better, but unfortunately the other brand only comes in, I think the color is red or yellow. Now here in Germany, where we have a lot of problem with this TÜV, MOT or what you call it in the States, you don't really want to have screaming red or yellow bushing sticking out in the face of the man, you know, like boom, here's something that's modified. Now if you put in black ones, you don't really notice it, you don't really see them. So that's why I went with that company, just to explain why, so that people don't think that that is my preferred brand, because it's not. Because the support and the shipping times and the lack of, many times I've ordered them, there is no manuals inside how to actually put it in, and it can be a little bit in confusion whether it has to turn like that or that, stuff like that. That's just my opinion. So don't think that that's my preferred brand. My preferred brand is so I'm starting on renovating not renovating. I'm starting on just making sure that my diff is not spilling out oil and stuff. That was pretty nasty when I took it off. I've power washed everything, but it was definitely some kind of leak going on, either here or in this ring here. I don't know, but I'm just gonna change it all. I'm gonna change the O-ring here, and at the same time I had a look at the bearing. Seems okay. And I'm also gonna change here the what do you call it? It's this kind of ring that makes sure that oil doesn't come out, and this retainer spring thingy clip, whatever, you know. So I mean, when you got everything out, it's better just to change everything. And even though it's only leaking on one side, I'm gonna do the same on both sides, because both sides have run the same kilometers. So maybe this start leaking first, then the other one will do it in 5,000, or who knows. Better just change it both. You have everything out. Hey, here my son just come. Hey, say hello to the internet, Booba. Hey, Booba, say hello. Hello. Alright. Hello. Yeah, finished installing new bushings in the diff. There's a nice aluminum sleeve or whatever it is here, the back. New bolts, new washers, everything ready to go in the car. Very nice. Also from PowerFlex. I choose Black Series because I'm gonna do racing. Yeah. And freshly painted everything, you know, all the arms and everything, you know, just paint, sealer, rust protection in one spray, you know, that's it. It looks good. At least it's gonna last until the car is finished. I mean, until the car cannot drive anymore, which will be, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years, unless I crash it. So yeah, there you have it. Painted, rust protection and paint in one. Yep. Finally, the rear subframe is back in the car. Yeah, it was a little bit shitty to get it in, but anyways, I managed. What could I say? I actually had to put all the bushings in before I put in the subframe, but they kept on popping out because, you know, you apply grease to them. So I actually degreased them all so there are no grease on them, and then pressed them back in, because then they are not popping back out all the time. So that's at least what I did to be able to lift it. And then it's always a little bit shitty with the emergency brake cable, or what you call it. These cables has to be fed into two holes as you lift the thing, and it's not, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's manageable. So that job done, and on to putting the diff in and connecting everything back up in the back, and then I'll have a test run of the car to see if this fuel stuff still works with the new pump, but without the catch tank and stuff. Yep. Yes, baby. And the new axles have arrived from Drive Shaft Shop. Or not new, but I sent my axle over there, and I can see they keep some part of it, but then a lot of other stuff is then new. These are now rated for 1,000 horsepower, and you also get new bolts that are 12.9 instead of, I think the other ones are 8.8 or something like that. So strong bolts also to bolt it up to your diff and everything. So that is super great. So I'll put my diff in now, and then the axles in, and disc and stuff. Yeah, just super great. The diff is back in with the new mountings, really nice. And I also changing my roll bar bushings, also what is called PowerFlex black, everything PowerFlex black. That's race, that functions. So yeah, I'm slowly getting there. It's time to assemble the, I don't even know, quarter wheel hubs or whatever. This definitely needs to be pressed in there. And so I have this tool. I also showed it earlier, a box with tools for pressing bearings in and out and stuff like that. So just putting the tool together, and this would be on the back side, resting on the bearing to give support so that you don't break your bearing, and then I'll just screw it together, you know, and it's, yeah, that's it. Then it's done. So it's a pretty easy job. So let's go ahead with that. I got the hub or whatever it's called in. I got the axles in. I got the nuts on, and just need to connect to the diff. So it's going pretty good. There is a very tight space here, so I definitely have to pull and pry a little bit to get it in. But that's how it is. Hopefully it will work. Hopefully they haven't made them just an incy teeny weeny whiny bit too long. The drives have shot. That would be really sad. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, finished with the rear. The trick was to lift these here very high, then I was able to get the axles in place. So I'm finished. Axles in, diff is in. I cleaned everything. I painted everything before. It looks like fucking new now. Everything, you know, nice, clean, like new. So when you have a problem, you will see it right away. If you have an oil leak, you will see it right away. That's the way that I like my shit. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So tomorrow, driveline, exhaust, inside seats and stuff. And before I do the driveline, I will make some holes and mount some plates here so that I have connection point to my 4-point harness that I'm gonna put in this car. Yeah, that's about it for now.